Chullin, the Ayim Beis Amid Aleph. We're starting from the first word on the Amid. Okay, here we go. First, let me tell you, we weren't here for a couple of days. There's a halacha that Tuma cannot be metame something in a place where it's hidden. Let's say it's in the mother's womb. Tuma. For something to be metame something else. If it's in a hidden place, it's internal, it cannot be metame something else. That's number one. Number two, anything that's balua, that's digested in a body, even though it's a tamidik thing, it cannot be metame another thing. Okay? Says the Gemara, V'ha'uba, we find by uba means fetus, which is with a baby dead in the mother's womb, and the midwife that stuck her hand inside. We said it's like the animal swallowed two rings. One ring was tameh and one was tahor. We say the tameh ring cannot be.
Diamond ring,
I don't know. It was good rings. They were both in the stomach of the animal. Yeah. And we say since it's internal, one ring, the tameh ring, cannot be metame the tahor ring. But it says when the midwife stuck her hand in and touched the dead baby, we said the hand does become tummy. It shouldn't become tummy. It's internal.
Right.
But internal, something that's internal shouldn't become tummy. Rabba said shiny uba is different. Hail with safe lot says. Dead uba or any fetus is meant to come out. And therefore, since it's meant to come out, so it's going to be metame. In fact, Rabbi said, "Uba the sefer lot says tabasa." His sefer lot says, "Uba a fetus is the end is going to come out by rings now." I know my Rabbi Akos went to the dentist, and while the dentist was working on him, he dropped the tool down. He said, "Whoops!" He had to lie down till the tool came out of him, but the tool comes out. Dr. Rosen says, "Just lie down; it'll come out." So even tools come out. So what do you mean if it's bound to come out? It does become tummy. So if it does become tummy, why don't we say the same thing by the two rings? The one tamadika ring should have been a tamadika. Why should it be different? Yeah, Pum di soy yadi time of the hamilsa. Pum di soy the bnei pum di dis and knew the reason of this. Who is the pumadis that knew the reason? Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef. Rav Yehuda Shmuel. This tumah of the midwife ain't a. It's not really a tumah that she became tummy deraisa. In fact, what's this whole long lush? My ain't it's medivir. That's what it's out. It's a niche medivir, but it is medivir. Say in short, tumah zum medivir. That's all you should have said. If you want to shouldn't say I live there isha Tame that it's a tumas meis l'haisa. Ella, the words of the Mishnah is right. I feel Rabbi Yishmael the ama uba meisha tahor. Even according to Rabbi Yishmael, who says that tumas meis correct that the baby is dead, the dead uber in the mother is still tahor minat Torah. The Mishnah tells us that the midwife is tamei. Because about Tum the Rabbanan. They were guys out Tum the Rabbanan. What? Nishta my time. So that's what he means. It's not a Tum Medivir Torah like Rabbi Akiva says, Uba, B'meish is Tum Daisa. But it's only Medivir Safrin. Even though Rabbi Shmuel says Medivir Torah it's mutter, but Medivir Safrin, Mitzad Exer, they said it's going to, she should be tummy when she sticks her hand and touches the baby fetus in the mother's womb. The dead fetus. Right. My time, what's the reason? It's a gzeira because of maybe the head, we said once the head comes out of the mother, it's like it's born. So the problem is, a person might think it's not considered as born, it's still concealed between the two thighs of the woman. It's called the proyezda, it's like the corridor. So nobody sees it. So she would think you're allowed to touch it. Right. And really, once the head is out, even though it's between the legs, it doesn't matter. It's going to be tummy. So why by a woman, the Mishnah says, she is Torah till the baby comes out. Why? She should be tummy right away. We should be worried for the same thing that when the baby's coming out, her legs are touching. She will become tummy. She's not going to be careful. Says Gemara, no. Isha, Isha, she feels when the baby's coming out. She knows exactly when to be careful. The Miyaldis doesn't. In fact, why not? Let the mother of the child tell the midwife, "Oh, it's coming out. Don't be careful. Right? Don't touch." So he says Trida. Because the mother's preoccupied having a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the women say it's hard. We don't know. I don't see how hard it is. I'm joking. They're preoccupied with giving birth, so therefore they can't see even an inch ahead of themselves. Okay, so therefore they'll never tell the miyaledes, the midwife, anything. They're busy. I remember when my wife was giving birth to the first child, and my mother used to go on strike. Anyway, so there was a midwife who was saying, "Push." So he says, "You push." What is? Okay, where is this machlekes of Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva mentioned? Says you wanted the Tanya we learned in the Brayso. Al pnei hasada oy b'meis yitma shivas yamim. The word al pnei hasada hints that the mace has to be in a open place. Pnei hasada is an open field.
Right.
That's the only time that it's able to be metame. But lahitzi uba meisha, it comes to exclude if it's not an open place, like a ubar, a fetus that is in the mother's womb, is not going to be metame. Rabbi Shmuel, that's the Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Akiva says no. That pasuk is come to tell us to tell you that even the goyla is the cover over the Aron HaMace, the box of the mace, and the doifik is the walls of the Aron HaMace. To tell you that they have the same severity of tumah as the mace itself, okay? And somebody who touches the door, or the cover, or the side, any part of the box, they are tamei like a tumas mace. Yeah, 7 days. Yeah, Rabbi Shmuel. Why doesn't he accept the drasha of Rabbi Akiva? So he says, kind of a deifik about this tumah of the cover over the arin, or the walls over the arin. No, he says this is not the pasuk for it. He says you're right. It has a din of avatuma, but we don't learn it out from a pasuk. It's halacha l'mishmei has nothing to do with learning out from a pasuk. Why doesn't he accept Rabbi Shmuel's dasha that if Pnei Asada goes only if it's out open, then it could be mitama. But if it's the mother's womb and it's hidden, concealed, it shouldn't be mitama. And so he uba b'mei isha tamei. Why? Because Rabbi Akiva holds, he argues, I disagree with Rabbi Shmuel. I hold a dead fetus in the mother's womb is metame. Minater. Says Gemara, when the Raisa, according to Rabbi Akiva, the Raisa Menolim, from where does Rabbi Akiva know that even though a mace in the mother's womb, that it's metame b'daraisa? Rabbi Yishai Yamakra, it says in the pasuk, Hanogeya bi mace b'nefesh adam tamayiyah. So when it says Hanageya b'meis b'nefesh adam, tells you what's in the nefesh. That means it means the fetus that's in the mother. What is it? What's that term? A mace that's in the soul of a person. It's referring to a uba that's in the womb of the mother, a fetus in the womb of the mother. Rabbi Shmuel, who's matara uba mace that's in the mother. Why doesn't he learn this drasha? So this drasha that Abba Oishia just brought bin mace. So he says he needs it for a whole different drasha. L'Ravi is dam haba min mace. He says even something that's not the physical the body of the mace, that'll just the dam, it's still going to be matama. Mitama, that even the blood itself is going to be mitama. Shenema gave a mace benefesh adam. Benefesh means the dam. The nefesh with meaning benefesh beli guf ona guf. What's the dam? Nefeshi. The dam is nefesh. They say nefesh adam. What's the nefesh which is without the guf? That shemitama that could be mitama. As a revi is dam. That's a revi of blood. A revi of blood is the shear that a person needs to survive. Less than that is nothing. Done. So why doesn't Rabbi Akiva learn the same drasha? Rabbi Akiva l'tamei. Rabbi Akiva says that pasuk is not a good Russia because Dama af revius dam haba mishnei meis mitam bayil. He says you don't need a revius dam of one soul. It can be a revius of two souls. The tiny that we learned in Rabbi Akiva says, "Menayim revius dam haba mishnei meisim shemitam bayil." How do we know if it's only a revius of dam, but it's from two nefashis together, which is less than a revius per nefesh? Because it says nafshis. Nafshis is plural, two nefashis, lishtei nefashis, and then it says meis, b'lashin yachid. So you see, even if it's two nefashis that the blood is coming from, and the shear is one for meis, you said meis, right. It comes to tell you, even if it's singular, it comes to tell you, even if it's one revius of two nefashis, which was said plural, will be matama. So this dasha that Rabbi Shmuel want to learn out, he disagrees. It's not coming from that. It's definitely telling us that the truma part of that you need the revius of one person. So rather, he says that's why Rabbi Akiva says that how do you call it? He dashens from this pasuk that uber meis b'mei imay is matama. He says it is matama. And this drasha that you want to make that one of these is of one person is matama. He disagrees. He says, look, the pasuk. You read the pasuk. It's even if it's one of these of two dead people. Right. Okay. So we learned in the Mishnah the behema that's having a hard time giving birth. So in order that it should make it easier for the birth, the uber stuck out his hand, and the person chopped it off. And then he slaughtered the mother. It says, you want a basa Torah? The basa is Torah. Even though the Eva that was cut off from the uber is tameh, but while it's still in the mother's stomach and the behemoth is still alive, so the uber doesn't become tameh. It's not a mumia. It's not right, and he cut off the hand. The hand that he cut off, that's Eva Menachai. But the body with the uber is fine. If he shachs it later, the basa is Torah. But what's if shach simai? First, he shachted the mother with the uber having the hand stuck out. And then he cut the hand. So now everything is food. So you have tamidika food, nevela dika food mixed with Torah dika food. Habasa maga nevela. Kol habasa, meaning of the uber. Others say even the mother. Maga nevela. It's the touched on nevela because the hand was still connected. It's just the mother was geschachten. The ramei, it's going to be tummy. The whole uber, you have to throw it all in the garbage. No, maga teva shchuta. Since this it touched, since it shachted it, so it brings the nevela into high, and it was connected to an animal that had shchita on it, so it lightens the tumah as a tumah treifa, not as a tumah nevela. As a treifa tumah like a nevela is avatuma, so it won't be netama the whole animal. Once the mother was yishachten and the uber is part of the shechita, considered as part of the shechita, and the hand was connected to that uber, so it lightened that hand that had the din of nevela to treifa, shouldn't have such a strong tumah. Something about a mama tzinu behema treifa. So the Chacham explains. Bitreifa. Bitreifa means a behema treifa. Okay. I have to. Okay, Mama tzinu betreifa, meaning by an animal that's treif. Sheshchitas metaharatza. We know when it comes to a treifa, if you shecht it, it takes it out of the tumah of tumas nevela. Even though this shchita didn't allow it to eat, even though the shchita didn't allow it to eat, he's still not going to be tumas nevela. Yeah, $4. Okay, shchitas behema tataris ha'eva. So too, he says, so too the shchitas behema should help to be matar this aver that was sticking out to make it ois nevela to treifa, to the tumah of a treifa. So Rav Meir said to Chachamim, loy, you can't learn out the aver of a uba that stuck out his hand from a treifa. in tira shchitas treifa, oisa dava shu gufa. By the shchita of the treifa, that's the animal itself that you shechted. So it was the whole animal itself. You shechted the behema. So the behema, the whole behema had a shchita. But it's a ewa doshene gufa. But here, when he shechted the animal, and the hand was already outside, the hand was not part of the shchita. So maybe the shchita would not elevate the tumah or remove the tumah. By the treifa, the whole animal was gishacht. Here, the hand was outside, so the shchita didn't really go in the hand. It says the Mishnah Vayta. How do we know by a treifa that the shchita will be metar the animal? It says the Gemara because behemoth meya asur b'achila. A behemoth meya is af treifa asur b'achila. So too a treifa is also asur b'achila. Ma behemoth meya. Ein shchitas metar.
They can have a no from it.
No.
Sell it.
A behemoth meya. You probably could sell it or give it to the dogs. Yeah, a behemoth meya. Yeah. But he's asking, Ma behemoth meya ein shchitas mataras. Just like by behemoth meya, the shchita will not remove the tumah from being an avela tmeya. After treifa, which has the same din that you cannot eat, the same din as behemoth meya. Loi tetayan shchita, the shchita should not help. Says Gemara loi. He says no, that's not a good taina because imamat behemoth meya shloi hisla shas hakosher. A behemoth meya never had a time that it was able to be kosher. It was healthy before it was kosher. Then it became treif. You got a hole in the heart, whatever. So that since it had a shasa kosher, there I'll say shchita helps to remove the tumah. But by nevela, a tmeidik animal never had a time that it was able to be kosher. He says, but that's good only if it became treif later. He says, Teil lecha mashay v'isa. The sai is missing. What's if the chatchila was born treif? So it never had a shas hakosher. It was born sick. So if it was born sick, menayin, how do you know the shchit will remove the tara? Now it's mamish like a tmeya. Never has a shas hakosher. Was born with a sickness. So you might treif is still not similar to behemoth meya because imamat behemoth meya by behemoth meya shekei ein bemina l'shchita. By behemoth meya, if you found another behemoth similar to it, but it's a behemoth meya, it still will never be kosher for shchita.
Right.
But when it comes betreifa, if you find another animal, just it's not sick, but it's the same animal, there you have in its min, there's a shchita. So since in its cousins it has a of shchita that will help, therefore we're going to be metar. I mean, not metar, but it's going to remove the tumah. Now, let me just tell you, Uber in those times, Uber by behemoth, by a person, 8 months if it gave birth, it was never going to live. It's going to die. Or by the smaller behemoths is by like, I think he calls it tzoin. By tzoin, it's usually give birth after 5 months. By 4 months, it's considered like the 8th month. Yeah. But today, they give birth even after 8 months. Those times, 8 months. Yeah, those times, 8 months are fighting it. That's it's nicht da. It's dead. Sag ich mal, wenn Schweine Chadash Shanel Chai, a baby that was born after 8 months and it's living, but it's going to die. Even by Behemoth Torah, ein Shchita say betar. The shchita will not be metar this nevel of ishain the minul shchita because any animal, even the cousins of the animal, if it's 8 months, shchita doesn't help. So therefore, it's not going to remove the tumor. The shchita won't be metar. So we learned if they cut the aver, right? In the case where the person shechted the mother and then cut the aver, so we said it's metame. Okay. So it's Gemara Hamai. Why should it be Tama? Tumas beis hastani. It's called Tumas beis hastani. Remember I told you if the Tuma is contracted in a place where it's not open, it's not revealed in a hidden place, or like in the mother's womb, then it's not matame. So this hand was connected to the animal So you don't see where the tumah was matama. It's in a hidden place. So the kasha is tumas beis hastanim loy matama. If it's not in a revealed place, so it's not matama. Or you can learn that the outside is not even connected. It's the inside that stays connected, and the inside that's connected, you cannot see the tumah touching or not. So says so let us say Abay goes according to his reasoning. The Tan that we learned. Let me just tell you, tumas midas means that somebody who's a zav, and he could sit on top of 100 beds. If he's sitting on the top of the bed, all the beds below it become tummy. Providing what he's sitting on is a beggar that's 3 tvachim by 3 tvachim. But what's if his 3 finger breadths by 3 finger breadths? Then he actually has to, if he had a full contact and touched it, if it was just sitting on it and it's on bottom, it's not going to become tummy. But if he touched it, it's going to become tummy. Even something that's not 3 tvachim by 3 tvachim, but 3 fingers by 3 fingers. So there's 2 tumas we're going to talk about now. It says, at the time we learned in the Mishnah by a beged, which is shleishet tvachim al shleishet tvachim. That's the regular size beged. Shenechlat, they cut it into 2. Torah min amidus, it's Torah from midras, because it's cut. It doesn't have the shear. So since the shear that's required for the tumah is not there, therefore it cannot be metama adam kelim. Aval tamei maga b'midas. But if the midas touched that was half a piece, which is less than 3 tvachim, then in 3 tvachim, it's going to be metama. Divrei Rabmeya. Those are the words of Rabmeya. He says, Naga, it's impossible that he said it's impossible that each chelik of the baggage that was torn didn't. When he tore it, there was a migras, right?
Yeah.
And then when he cut it, the midras, even where he cut it, the midras, let's say, stood on one side. When he cut it, it's impossible. While he was cutting, it didn't touch the piece that was tummy. So for sure, it should be tummy. So he says it's impossible that each chelik of the bag.
Careful when you cut it.
It's impossible to be careful. He says.
Yeah,
Okay, so he says, but again, but it's a tumas starim. You can't see it, but you can't see it. He says it's impossible to be metama the whole chelik of the whole baguette that's torn, because b'fnei the chalukah, it was, you couldn't see it. It was in a concealed way. Ella, the only way that it became tamei shim naga b'yazav, if the zav touched it physically, that shehei tamei, that it should be tamei magazav, only because he touched it. So according to Rabbi Yossi, the basa uba doesn't become tamei at all. It doesn't transmit. But according to Rabbi Meir still, our Mishnah has to be going to Rabbi Meir, because Rabbi Meir is the one that says that it does transmit. We just said maga midas, maga. Yeah, it's metama eichel mashkin. Since before it's separating the pieces, it was tamei, right? So it's tamei midras, and it had the shear of 3 fingers by 3 finger breadths. So our mission is going according to Rabbi, not according to Rabbi Yossi. So, and we said it goes according to everyone. It says you might love eat after you might love eat Allah. Did we not learn in the base medrash in the Mishnah Amaula Leishanu Ella Shleisha Al Shleisha Shenechlan? It's talking about 3 tvachim and 3 tvachim that was cut into half. That's the only time, right? So neither of the halakim had the shear to be able to become tummy. Avo, in the case where shalish etzbais al shalish etzbais habayis make beged gadol. Let's say the beged was a very big beged and a small piece was cut off. So there,
it's still remain the amount.
So it's still of the beged, there's a big part of the beged that has the shear to be metame. B'shas pishas ma'aviyam, in the time when they tore off the small piece from the big piece, mikablis tumas ma'aviyam. it's makabel tumah from the avim when he cuts it automatically touches. Namim prishas ma'eva in the time when they separate the eva from the rest of the uba, mikabel tumah ma'eva, it's receiving tumah from the eva, because when you cut it, it's automatically touching.
Like you touch the whole
And yeah, so we're gonna stop over here.
Straight up.